Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here on the Bible Bistro in our birthday week. This is our 9th birthday. This week on Monday we celebrated the day, but I always like to spread it out over a week because, a holiday is better when there's more than one day. And this is our 9th year starting off, and we're studying Psalm 37, so I hope you'll come and join us. So far it's been great. We've had the 5+1 precepts there in the first 8 verses. Yesterday we saw how the Lord is going to treat those people. They're going to be cut off. They're not going to be found any longer. They will not inherit the earth. The meek are going to inherit the earth, which is another contrast between these wicked folk. They're definitely not meek. They're prideful and arrogant. He said there in verse 7, he plots or he brings to pass wicked devices. So these folk, they're dangerous. The Lord, and here we come today to verse 13. And in verse 13, we're going to read 13, 14, 15, 16. So let me read those for us. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow, to cast down the poor and needy, to slay such as be of an upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. All right, so again, we're considering this contrast here, this comparison between the wicked and the righteous, and we begin with the Lord's laughing. Now, we've been told not to fret. Verse 1, then again in verse 7, then again in verse 8. Fret not, fret not, fret not in verse 8, verse 7, verse 1. And all the while, we're instructed to trust, delight, commit, rest, and cease from anger. What's going on in heaven? Well, in heaven, the Lord's not fretting over the wicked man at all. What's he doing? He's laughing at him. Laughing at him. Yeah, so the Lord is not intimidated at all by these folk. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he sees his day is coming. Where else in the Psalms do we find the Lord laughing? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because if you just look over at Psalm 2, it says, he that sits in the heavens shall laugh. Now, why is the Lord laughing in Psalm 2? Because the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing, and the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sits in the heavens shall laugh. Again, where he's laughing here in 37, the same way he's laughing in verse 2, in Psalm 2, because in Psalm 2, they're making plans to break the Lord's cords, to break his bands, to break his law. What are they trying to do? They can't reach him. So the Lord's laughing at these folk. In Psalm 2, in Psalm 37, where we are, he's laughing at who? He's laughing at the wicked. Why? Because he sees that the wicked's day is coming. He's just got a little while. It's just a little while that says there in verse 10. A little while. And then they won't be. And so all of their plotting, all of their planning, all of their scheming, all of the wicked devices, all the evil way, all the evil that they do is for nothing. It's for naught, because the Lord knows that the day is coming, and he's in heaven laughing. So we're trying not to fret, and we're trusting and committing ourselves and delighting and so forth. But the Lord sits in heaven, and he's just laughing. He's laughing at him. 14, the wicked have drawn out the sword. Now you'll notice that what we have in 14 is opposite from what happens in 15. Because they draw out the sword to oppress the poor, the needy, and to slay the upright. But the sword doesn't seem to get there. It misses its target because it enters into their own heart. and their bows will be broken. So they draw out the sword to do one thing, and yet their sword seems to be doing something else. They are like that suicidal jack in a deck of cards. It's entering into their own heart. And then we have this beautiful statement here in 16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. So if you just have a little, don't worry about what the wicked have. You've got more. Just like that poor widow who put in 2 mites. You've got so much more. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what they've got. Don't worry about their prosperity. You commit yourself to the Lord. Delight in Him. Trust in Him. Cease from anger and do not sin. Join me again tomorrow. We're going to look at verses 17 through 20, and we'll conclude the first half of Psalm 37 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.